You stand at the blackboard, Daddy, in the picture I have of you. A cleft in your chin instead of your foot, but no less a devil for that, no, not any less the black man who bit my pretty red heart in two. I was 10 when they buried you. At 20, I tried to die and get back to you. I thought even the bones would do. Here, the poet describes her father as a teacher standing at the blackboard. Actually, he was a professor, and she sees a cleft in his chin and says that the cleft that is in his chin should really be in his foot, and that is a sign of a devil. So, this simply means that she views her father as a devil himself. Because the devil is often characterized as an animal with cleft feet. So the poet believes the cleft in his chin should really be in his feet. And here our poet describes her father as a black man, and that does not refer to the skin color but to the darkness in his heart or in his soul. And this 11th stanza ends with the word who, because the author breaks the stanza mid-sentence. And it continues in the next stanza, 12th stanza. So the black man has broken her heart. The black man refers to her father. The man with the darkness in his heart and soul broke her heart into two. But even though he was a cruel, overbearing brute at one point in her life, she loved him deeply. So as a child, she wanted her father's love. Even though he showed his cruelty, she was only able to love him. So now as an adult, she cannot see past his vices. Now she has got that courage and calls him brute. So this stanza reveals that the speaker was only 10 years old when her father died, and that she mourned him until she was 20. She even tried to end her life in order to see him. And even though if she never see him again after death, she just want her bones buried by his bones. And that would be a comfort to her. But they pulled me out of the sack and they stuck me together with glue. And then I knew what to do. I made a model of you, a man in black with a Mein Kampf look, and the love of the rack and the screw. And I said, I do, I do. So, Daddy, I'm finally through. The black telephone's off at the root, the voices just can't worm through. So, Plath tried to commit suicide several times in order to go to his father. But she was not able to do it because she was found and pulled out of the sack and stuck back together with glue. So she thought, or she realized, that she must recreate her father. So she decides to find a man and love him, who reminded her of her father. So she wanted to love a person who exactly, you know, resembles, not just resemblance, who just make her remember about her father. So this here we can say that the Freud's theory on Oedipus complex or Electra complex comes here. That there is a theory that girls fall in love with their father as children and boys fall in love with their mother. And when these boys and girls, when they grow up to find husband and wives or their life partners, they want that uh, those partners should resemble their father and mother. So here that she found Ted Hughes. Ted Hughes is her husband. So she finds father in Ted Hughes. So the speaker has already suggested that women love a brutal man, and perhaps she is now confessing that she was once such a woman. So she finds a model of her father, a man in black with a mancuff look. A mancuff means my struggle, and it most likely means that the man she found to marry looked like her father and like Hitler. And the man also whom she married tortured her. She says that he enjoyed to torture. So that is why she describes him as having a love of the rack and the screw. She married him, and she confesses that, and I said, I do, I do. So she tells her father that she is through. And this means that he has recreated her father, or she is able to give love to her father by marrying a man just like him, a harsh German man. Now she is no longer, sad, or she no longer needed to mourn her father's death. Now father is alive in the in as her husband. So she describes relationship with her father as a phone call. Now she has hung up and the call is forever ended. So this poem was written 1 month after her separation from Ted Hughes. So she has no relationship with her husband now, and she saw her father in place of her husband, because she says that her husband resembled or remembers her about her father. Now that relationship is no more. It's like a phone call. Now it says hung up. If I have killed one man, I have killed two. The vampire who said he was you and drank my blood for a year. 7 years, if you want to know. Daddy, you can lie back now. There's a stake in your fat black heart, and the villagers never liked you. They are dancing and stamping on you. They always knew it was you. Daddy, daddy, you bastard, I'm through. So, in the first stanza, she had already told us that she wanted to kill her father. And now he is actually dead. uh, you know Before she was able to kill him, he died, but she still claims the responsibility of his death. Now she says that if she has killed one man, she killed two. So this second person refers to her husband. She refers to her husband as a vampire, one who was supposed to be just like her father. As it turned out, he was not just like her father. In fact, he drained the life from her. This is why she refers to him as a vampire who drank her blood. She says that he drank her blood for a year, and then she changes it to 7 years, if you want to know. When the poet says, Daddy, you can lie back now, she's telling him that the part of him that has lived on within her can die now too. So, the poet reveals that her father, though dead, has somehow lived on like a vampire to torture her in her husband. So she must kill her father the way that a vampire must be killed, with a stake to the heart. She also says that the villagers never liked you. They dance and stomp on his grave. So the speaker says that the villagers always knew it was him. This suggests that the people around them always expected that there was something different and mysterious about her father. People don't liked him. And with the final line, the speaker or the poet tells that she is through with him. While he has been dead for years now, and it is clear that her memory of him has caused her great grief and struggle. She always thinked about her father, even after his death. And she always wandered to him by his side, so she married Ted Hughes, which reminds him of her father. So the poet was unable to move on without acknowledging her father because he was a brute. And once she was able to come to terms with what he truly was, she was able to let him stop torturing her from the grave. So here ends the poem Daddy, written by Sylvia Plath.